I am Denver.
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 I grew up in Greeley, Colorado, which was very bigoted. So it was a difficult time. It was a painful time. So I felt this responsibility to do whatever I could to change the way people viewed Mexican Americans.
But there just weren't so many different looks of people and sizes and ages and colors and different. I mean, when I look in that audience now, it is a sea of youth. I didn't see that 15 years ago.
My parents are boat people, refugees from Vietnam. I am the first person on either side of my family to be born on American soil.
Boat Person is my parents' immigration story. In the late 70s, after the Vietnam War, many Vietnamese escaped communism by jumping on these fishing boats and trying to escape to America, and that's what my play is about.
And we are a Latin dance studio. We like to promote Hispanic culture and healthy lifestyles within the communities.
America's next drag superstar, Denver's own Elise Audrey!
Denver was really loving and embracing of my drag and lifted me up, even though it's really out there sometimes. And sometimes I'm just a basic, beautiful lady.
I just had my 70th birthday. And as we age, we look at things differently. And I like to watch the transformation, and when somebody comes in and maybe doesn't feel very good about their body or is having a hard time in their life, and I like to help them manifest the beauty within each individual.
I'm Nettie Moore, and I've lived in the neighborhood since 1927. See it grow from what it was to what it is. I'm almost 95 years old. I've got a notebook. It's, I would say, possibly a 4-inch notebook, and everything that shows the change in this area.
So I'm going to read the ABCs in a whole different way.
You have to make a book live.
A is for aha!
Then the book becomes more than just a bunch of words on paper.
He was just a loving child, very compassionate. He was an empath. I was a lucky man. Rick Padilla, Denver, born and raised. I have 2 sons and a wife. Been married for 30 years. We lost our younger son, Jack, on February 14th of this year. He died by suicide.
Shoot, kids, oh.
My name is Amaya.
Maya, what a beautiful name.
It's so much fun to play with the kids and listen to them and listen to their imagination and their spontaneity. And
Can I do it? Okay.
so I had a wonderful childhood, even though we were very poor. My parents divorced. My mother was very frugal. She knew how to do that and so forth. But I also realized how hard it was to be on public assistance. And I was determined that when I grew up, you know, I wanted to make sure that I could be, in a sense, somebody who helped people who were in those kinds of circumstances.
I am a teacher too, yes.
What does it mean to be Indian? And it goes back to who is an Indian. It's a belief in who you are and where you came from.
Our focus is on Indigenous kids. The Native American students in DPS do not do very well. Our graduation rate hovers around 50%. It's a very complicated and complex issue.
We have a huge veteran community here in the city, here in our state, so just turn around and say thank you to the men and women that have served. Born and raised Kansas City, Missouri, I was the son of a teacher. And so because I was the son of a teacher, my mother had a great emphasis on making a difference. And that's one of the reasons that I joined the military. And I served for just shy of 7 years, deployed to Kosovo and deployed to Iraq.
Buildings are where history's done. It's where it's lived in. They reflect the community. They reflect the architecture of the time that something occurred. We are at the Henderson House. The Henderson House is associated with John Henderson, who is the first African-American licensed architect in Colorado.
Well, I wish he was here, but he didn't live long enough. This was his dying wish for having the house designated as a historic landmark.
I married a black man, and in fact, I had to go to New Mexico to get married because in Colorado that was illegal at that time. At any rate, I realized early on that it was going to be tough. We were in the midst of the civil rights movement.
These children, they keep me sane and less confused. Life is to be lived and enjoyed, and by gosh, I intend to enjoy the 1 to how many other years I have left.
I think it's we as adults that have stigmatized mental health. Young people don't. This generation, they do not. They talk about I'm in therapy or if you need help.
No matter how old you are, no matter what you are dealing with, it's always worth it to speak up.
The story of my people is one of triumph. It is a story where our American brethren came to our aid. You granted us your men and your sons, and you fought alongside us against tyranny. And when we couldn't win, you opened your doors to us. You gave us sanctuary. You gave us a second chance.
I think the refugee story in general is very important, especially today. I think it's the most American story in the world. I think that is what makes America, America. I think it was the premise that this country was built on.
You're a good teacher.
I don't think kids really get that, you know, there are all that many differences. I wish adults could do a little bit more of that. Kids do it so nicely. What they want to do is play with kids they like. Education is our current civil rights movement. You know, parents are the child's first teacher.
And then after I got elected was when I found out I was pregnant. I didn't want it to be used against me, and I decided that to prove that it didn't matter if you were pregnant, I wasn't going to miss a single day of the session or a committee meeting. I hope that I am remembered as a good person who tried to help others.
We are here. We're not going anywhere. We're proud of who we are and that we're contributing to society. We're contributing to our communities.
I feel very proud to be part of the drag scene here. We have a long way to go, don't get me wrong, but we're doing good things, we're doing big things, we're doing really great things in the city.
To me, you don't look at your front door and think just that. You have to spread out with your mentality and care for others besides yourself. I want to be remembered of a person with respect. And I never say, well, you know what, I should get some pay for this. I've never got 1 cent for nothing. But the thing is, all I've ever asked is pictures. Pictures, it's life. It's life. You can do a lot of talk sometimes, and you can see just one picture, and it tells a story.
I tell kids, you cannot love other people unless you love yourself first. Now we know that we're all right. The end.
I am Denver.
Yo soy Denver.
I am Denver.
I am Denver.